It's Week 17 of the National Football League, and we'll see Jordan Love. He's gone over 4,000 yards passing now for the year. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
On the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The final two-week stretch of the 2023 regular season, and we are underway, Week 17 here on this New Year's Eve. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by Zach Wilson, former second overall pick, now in his third season out of BYU.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win, like a good pitcher, without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. You look at this Saints defense, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typically what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now it's Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
What a sequence there defensively. You get the sack to move him to 3rd and long. Then here, just nothing available. And he's got to throw it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a former first-rounder in his 4th year now out of Utah State, Jordan Love.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. To throw now, here's Love. And his throw is incomplete. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, New Orleans. Deebo Samuel with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. Taken at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A handoff, Swift running to the left. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 25 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Wilson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Now 2nd down and 20.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Here as he's taken down. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yards.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. This ball caught by Mechie. Well, crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Off the play fake, Love. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that. Under pressure, they got him again. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Now you look at the Saints defense, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's third down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. And this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To pass, here's Jordan Love. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Hassan Reddick just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. 3rd and long for Love. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. A time to get another look at this Buccaneer offense. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good. Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
To throw is Wilson.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
10 yards to go.
On third down, Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Holding offense.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. On 1st and 10, Love. Throw over the middle, and it's caught by Johnston. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Love looking to throw it. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. Love. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Alex Highsmith coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throw it. Love. And that is incomplete. But a pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will extend their lead even further. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Now Wilson. And it's incomplete.
Barton, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Landry now on the return. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Here's Love. Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
On second down, Swift. And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints' 37. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Wilson now off the bootleg. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. Is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Here's Swift. Now loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
2 yards still to go. Third down now. Love now. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble because now you've got a guy that's played so well. You don't want to take him and limit his effectiveness by worrying about it too much. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw him next week at meetings. He'd have the football with him at all times.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
And this may be the one to build on right here. It's the 2nd quarter. They've got nothing on the scoreboard as of yet. They need to put something together, but this is a good start as they get the completion there for good yardage and a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Kyle Van Noy. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
2nd and 19 at the 44-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's taken in by Duvernay. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
At the 20-yard line.
Wilson will throw again. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete. And the Buccaneers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. 1st and goal. They got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Wilson. It in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Tyreek Hill, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers are on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, a full half to be played. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this 1st half. And leading 10-7, well, they may just want to get this to the locker room. Jordan Love ready on 1st down here. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. He's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Love. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Now Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting the game.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. Now Hill to return it. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
From there, let's head off and check out a second game.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw now. Here's Love. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
That's exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Being chased out left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Into space at the 45. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Love from the gun. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Right where this set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Able to find the open man. That's It's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 45-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Well, these two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. Going back to Love. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Love. Down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Tough running there before being wrangled down shy of the 15. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 14-yard line.
Play action. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. Kyle Van Noy able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action this time with Love. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Love looking to throw it. There's a short one caught by Uzama. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Love, they go play action now. Steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Once more, it's Pierce. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Throwing. Love. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they double that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Play action. Now Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Wilson. His throw incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now, fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back now in Tampa. 2nd and 9. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. Screen play setting it up for Mitchell. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
On second down, Wilson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
He was covered by Antoine Winfield.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. Now Landry. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Love now. And it's complete to Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 8. Love. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Off the edge and right to the ball that time was Kyle Van Noy. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. To throw is Wilson. Looking deep here from Mechie. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. A fast footwork by White. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Following the interception, Love. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's third down. A chance of wasting this great starting field position. A real threat. This is third and long. Here's Love. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Devin Bush in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a first down. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Give them credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stop the run and then executed.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 30. It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. To the sideline, and that was a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A very solid gain of 27.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up the first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 down at the 33. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. On third down, Wilson. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Fourth quarter, they cling to a 3-point lead after the field goal a moment ago, and it's certainly a very critical drive with still a good chunk of time remaining. First and 10, it's Pierce. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. From the 22 now, here's second and 9. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. So second and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he will have a Saints first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory for him.
And the Saints first down.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Down to a knee goes Love, and that should be the final act of this football game. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And this one won't be remembered for many offensive fireworks, but they did enough to get the job done.
And that's why it's a team game, because sometimes you have to lean on one part of your team. And they leaned on their defense. In fact, they probably went over there and asked for some help. Like, guys, we just don't have it in this one. Can you hook us up? And they did in a big way. They said, no problem. Put it on our shoulders. We'll carry you home. And they did exactly that.
So for the Saints, they get back to 500 at 8-8 with one game remaining. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Tampa.